Thank you so much, Antonio. Thank you, Ursula. And greetings to you, dear leaders. So we are meeting at a very important moment, a time when Russia hasn't yet turned the cold weather into a weapon, but they are actively trying to do it right now. They want Ukraine to enter winter in a blackout. Most of the Russians' missile and drone strikes are aimed at destroying normal life in our cities and communities, to force people to flee or to leave them completely without electricity. Just some examples. And yesterday in the city of Kharkiv, Russian drone struck a kindergarten, and this was not a mistake or accident. Several drones intentionally hit that place, the same place, and luckily children were saved. And the day before in the city of Sumy Shahid, drones hit a street. People were killed and injured, and right in their cars. Today in the Donetsk region, a Russian drone struck journalists. The Russians deliberately targeted a civilian car. Yes, 2 journalists killed, and almost every day energy facilities in our northern Chernihiv region are being hit. So and every day we are in a cycle. The Russians destroy and we restore. And the same is happening in other regions. The Russians are using all types of weapons, from ballistic missiles, you know about it, hitting power plants, to FPV drones, attacking everything. This kind of terror against our energy system is not just a local problem or a conflict just between 2 countries somewhere far away. It's becoming a part of how future wars might look. Russia is turning anything destructive into a tool of war. It's part of their military tactics and doctrine now. And that is about aggression, creating chaos and threatening others, not just Ukraine. And if Russia is not held responsible for this, it will be a danger to other countries too. So we should see our actions now not only as defense, and even though that's the main goal, we also need to build our policies in a way that stops Russia's destructive tactics from spreading or happening again in Europe or anywhere else. So when we talk about long-range weapons, for example, for Ukraine, we mean that the Putin regime should feel real consequences from this war. And I urge you to support everything that helps Ukraine get such capabilities, because it really makes a difference for Russia. And these long-range weapons are not only in the United States. Some European countries also have them, including Tomahawks. We are already talking to the countries that can help. And just look at how nervous, by the way, Putin became when this topic came up. He understands that long-range weapons can truly change the course of the war. When we talk about frozen Russian assets, we must use them in a way that makes Russia understand it's paying for its own war. So I ask you to make a decision as soon as possible. Russian assets should be fully used to defend against Russian aggression. When we push for stronger sanctions, it's not just about protecting our lives. Sanctions limit Russia's war machine, but they also put pressure on the people who influence politics, corporations, Putin's inner circle, and Russian oligarchs, and the entire state system. Thousands of influential people in Russia must clearly feel and understand that Putin and this war are a deadly threat to them, threat to their lives and their money and their future. That's why we should act without delay. We waited quite a while for the 19th sanctions package, but it is finally approved. Thank you for that. This is a great success. Thank you so much, dear leaders. Now it's important to fully put into an action. And we'll coordinate with Norway, Switzerland, UK, and others, so they apply these strong EU measures in their own systems too. And we need to go further. The world should respect EU sanctions the same way it respects US sanctions. This is important work, so let's get it done. Create strong sanctions control and real consequences for those who break the rules. It's very important that yesterday the United States introduced new sanctions against Russia targeting oil companies, and we have been talking about this for a long time, and it will help, of course. And I want to thank President Trump for this decision. When Putin avoids diplomacy, when he bluffs or escalates terror, strong pressure must bring him back to reality. Then, second, frozen Russian assets. The proposed mechanism is fully legal and fair. It's a model based on the idea of future reparations, holding the aggressor responsible for the damage caused. And it's vital to understand that you are holding huge funds that it can support, really support Ukraine's resilience and also contribute to your own development. And we plan to use a significant part of these funds to buy European weapons. This is important for me. And this money can help both you and us. It can also be used right now to strengthen us, to strengthen Ukraine's air defense, air fleet, frontline positions. That means saving lives. So anyone who delays this decision is not only limiting our defense, but also slowing down your own progress. The time to act on Russian assets is now, and I urge for your full support. Third point, please be more active when it comes to air defense. I'm very thankful to everyone who has already supported us. There are many details in this issue. We have spoken with the US government and defense companies about Patriot systems. Even when we pay for the systems, even when we pay for such missiles, and there's still Europe pays, it's still a waiting list, and some countries are ahead of us. And some countries already have Patriot systems, but luckily they don't need to use them like we do. And we suggest changing the order. If we get the systems now, we are ready to give them back or replace them when it's our turn. And so please be flexible with our air defense needs. In a time of war, saving lives must be the top priority. And support with air defense must truly be a common European effort. When everyone in Europe helps one, all of Europe wins. Fourth point, Pearl program. In October, it covered the urgent needs. Now we need focus on November, and not all promised contributions have actually arrived yet. But please, let's speed this up, and I also ask other countries, those not yet in the program, to join. And the Pearl doesn't just help Ukraine, it also helps keep the US interested in Europe. It shows America that Europe is doing its part, and that matters. The SAFE program can also be very effective, and nearly 20 countries, European countries, are already involved. But it will only work if it's clearly connected to this war, because this war is showing what really works and what doesn't, and we are talking to everyone to make sure safe, inclusive, clear focus on Ukraine. And when we talk about this, we mean co-production, first of all, of course, and we are offering to produce together, and the SAFE program makes it possible to identify what really works and focus joint efforts on that. And the last but not least, for more than 6 months, progress on the clusters, and in Ukraine's EU accession talks has been blocked, and this is not, and it's not fair, and it's not good for all of us and for Europe and for Ukraine. And Ukraine has done everything needed to open the clusters on time. The blockage is artificial, and we need to find a way to move forward. EU enlargement means more stability in Europe. It's also part of our shared defense, part of Europe's geopolitical security, and I urge you to find a way for the EU to keep its promises, just like Ukraine is keeping its own. Thank you. And I thank again to all the leaders. I thank you, Antonio, and all of you, and Ursula, and for ensuring that the European Union will continue to stand with Ukraine, including financial support for our country in these years ahead. And it's very important that together we are looking for ways to guarantee resilience and protection for us, for Ukraine, and for everyone in Europe. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Volodymyr.